Welcome back to another episode of Morgan Motors, where today we're back working on the 71. As you can see, we got a slew of parts here to throw on this bad girl. We got some new plug wires, tack, a side view mirror, a rear view mirror. We got an oil pressure sender, temp sensor. We got a fuel level sender, some spark plug, heat shield products, boots. And of course, we have the new wheels and tires. Couldn't wait, already threw them on, but I think they look awesome. Next step will be lowering the rear, because obviously we got some fitment issues right here. A little bit too big of a gap there. So we're gonna level it out with the front. That's coming in another video. Today, we're just gonna worry about the products I have here on the hood to get this thing ready to be almost sort of a daily driver. I believe our miss that we have is due to bad plug cables, so we're going to be fixing those. And then I'd like a tack, because we currently don't have one. Of course, we need the mirrors to be legal to drive. And then obviously my sending units are not working, so we're going to get those fixed as well. So without further ado, let's get started on fixing them. All right, the plugs are done. Got the boots on, new plug wires on, everything's snapped into place. So we can check that off the box. Now, I think I'm gonna do the, I'll do the coolant temp sending unit and the oil temp sending unit. We'll get those replaced, then we'll move on to the fuel tank sending unit. We'll finish off with the tack. All right, well, we got our sending units here. This is gonna be the temp sending unit, which I believe I saw, could be this one here on the intake. I believe that's the one it's gonna be. So I guess we'll just try that and see if it works. I don't know what else this would go to. Looks like it's just wired into the main instrument panel, which definitely could use some TLC. Some of those wires are not happy. But I'm pretty sure this is the one we're going for here. Yeah, I think so. Well, let's get that one out and we'll see if it's the right one. Well, after further review, see this wire right here is my so-called temp sending unit. And it's got a butt splice there, going to this broken connector here in the firewall. So what I think I'm gonna do is, regardless if that's the one I need, I think I'm gonna pretty much redo all this wiring going into the firewall, because it's just, none of it looks good. It all looks pretty sketch, and who knows, maybe that'll even fix it. I won't even need to have to replace the sending unit by just taking care of those wires there. So I'm gonna replace these wires real quick, and then hopefully that will solve some of our problems. If you've never wired in an old car, it's not the funnest. It's really not. One being, I really want to be able to splice these from here, just for convenience sake. But the best way to do it is going to be pulling them back one by one into the firewall, wiring it underneath the dash, and then pulling it back through that grommet, which is not going to be fun. There's really no easy way to do it other than to just do it. So that's what I'm gonna get started doing. We'll rewire everything a different color, and I'll note that down somewhere, so that way I know each color has a meaning, and it should just make my life a little bit easier. So after installing the spark plug wires and the new sending units, I forgot to record an outro for this video. So this is gonna be the outro. Long story short, the gauges work and the sending units all worked. Pretty much fixed my problems. However, the spark plugs did not fix the misfire. So we'll be chasing that misfire problem down a little more in depth in the next video and the videos to come. So you have to stay tuned for that. But the gauges worked. Everything worked as planned. Gas gauge works. The coolant temp works, and the oil pressure works, but when fully warmed up before I changed the oil, it was towards the bottom half of the good, I guess, section for oil pressure. It was basically 40% if the gauge was 0 to 100. And after changing the oil, putting the correct amount in, once warmed up, it's the same amount. So I don't know if those gauges are supposed to kind of aim towards the 30 to 40% of that 0 to 100% gauge, or if the actual gauge cluster itself is broken. I know the sending unit and the wiring is fine. Sending unit was brand new and I rewired it, so that's not the issue. That being said, it ran fine, it ran good, no oil leaks, so that's going to be a fix for another day. I do have plans to put aftermarket gauges in eventually, so that can always be fixed down the road. But thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate all the likes and comments, watches on the video. We got more in store for this truck and future trucks that will be revealed on the channel. I got a few more videos down the pipeline coming out shortly, and I got a few more ideas to film in mind. So stick around to see those. It's going to be a great summer here on the Morgan Motors YouTube channel. As always, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what I could be doing better as I'm learning and growing as a amateur mechanic. But I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.